So apparently my old cynical ass, call it a lifelong disposition, it wasn't quite cynical enough to truly appreciate Mr. Robot back when it originally aired in 2015, which, as I'm saying that, I'm realizing was quite a long time ago at this point. My name is Crumbine, and this is what I've been watching this week. It's really kind of weird because I genuinely have been a cynical, grumpy old man going straight back to my childhood. I might have looked 12 on the outside, but inside, 60 and ready to retire, baby. So you can imagine just how fucking exhausted I am now at 41. But back in 2015, I guess I was still optimistic about technology and the companies that delivered it. Maybe I wasn't optimistic about capitalism itself, but I was definitely indifferent to it. I don't know. Flash forward, though, through 2 Trump presidencies, the Biden pandemic betrayal, AI, fucking everything, Elon, fucking Musk, ad infinitum, and my cynical old ass has slurped up every fucking second of Mr. Robot's dour takedown of capitalism and modern society like it was liquid fucking Labubu. See, that is exactly how out of touch I am. It's been 8 whole months. Are Labubu dolls even relevant anymore? I don't know. But you know what is relevant? Mr. Robot! In fact, it is even more relevant today than when it premiered way back in 2015, exploring the idea of a deteriorating reality after Elliot and Mr. Robot pull off a hack that deletes all the data of the world's largest corporate conglomerate, basically erasing almost all consumer debt in the world. Now, I did just start season 4, and I do not know how it ends, but the show has very clearly been hinting at a time travel sci-fi twist, using something like a particle accelerator to alter the past. And I fucking love that, because just the idea, the concept, whether true or not, it recontextualizes everything that happens in the show. A theoretical narrative reset button gives the show the liberty to truly dismantle society and run roughshod over its main cast. By season 3, the country is under martial law, and unlike the last season of The Boys, Mr. Robot actually goes into the streets of New York to see how bad the collapse has affected normal people, as opposed to the elites who, of course, are insulated from absolutely everything, including an economy that barely exists anymore. Gee, I wonder why this show resonates so damn hard right now. From the performances, BD Wong in a career highlight as the gender-swapping White Rose, effortless in his back-and-forth transition from Chinese state men to elite final boss female big bad, and how the show effortlessly keeps up with his pronouns. There is a gut-punching depiction of loneliness. Obviously, the grounded real-world hacking, the way the show is shot is so instantly identifiable. Season 3, in particular, had 2 absolute baller episodes. The first one is an end-to-end single-shot oneer that takes place as a riot breaks out at Evil Corp's headquarters. That episode is important to note. That episode came out in 2017, but it absolutely had some crazy January 6th vibes going for it. And again, this show was just so damn prescient and relevant even now. And then the other standout episode that I am still fucking chewing on is towards the end of the third season, and an episode all about deleting data. Elliot basically has had enough and is, ready to end everything. And this kid, this fucking pooty shoe from Mythic Quest, basically harasses Elliot into realizing that there is still good he can do in this quickly deteriorating world. The show can be slow with its very deliberate pacing, which I think might have hurt it for me when I originally tried to watch it week to week when it originally aired all those years ago. But being able to binge it, watching episodes back to back, really makes this one just an absolute chef's kiss. It is a brilliant fucking show, and I'm disappointed in myself for sitting on it for so long. But speaking of chef's kisses, you might have heard about this itty bitty tiny little Apple TV show called Widow's Bay. Or on the other hand, maybe you haven't heard of it because Apple, who relies so heavily on their own events and YouTube bootlickers for their marketing, Apple sure seems to be reluctant to advertise any of their programming, and Widow's Bay has been no exception. So if you have heard about it, it was probably the same way, I did. A quiet, persistent bubbling of word of mouth. And let me tell you, it is incredibly well-deserved. Widow's Bay is a dark comedy horror about a small New England island town that's been living under a curse for around 300 years. It is a half-hour format show with a cast that does include the legendary Stephen Root. Although the real standout, in my opinion, is Kate O'Flynn, who plays the second lead, Patricia. Each episode tackles a different horror theme, from haunted inns to sea hags to a Michael Myers type slasher, which is where Patricia's arc takes a fucking brilliant turn. Widow's Bay is a very easy, very fun watch. Its final episode is airing this week, and it was just renewed for season 2, so we have a lot more horror tropes to look forward to there. Also on Apple TV is Margo's Got Money Troubles, which just completed its first season. This one I feel like I saw promoted a little bit more, and it is equally as good as Widow's Bay. Maybe even a touch better considering the ensemble. Which is also funny to think about because remember just a few years ago when Apple's programming was just, well, boring? They have legitimately upped their game. Margo's Got Money Troubles is about a young mother turning to OnlyFans in order to make ends meet. Incredibly simple premise, and the ensemble, like I said, is where the real magic lies. Elle Fanning is the lead, joined by Nick Offerman and Michelle Pfeiffer as her parents. Greg Kinnear plays the nicest fucking dude in the universe. Nicole Kidman is in there, and the show is from David E. Kelley, the guy who created one of my personal favorite shows ever, Boston Legal. For me, though, the highlight is Nick Offerman, who probably is physically incapable of delivering a performance that is not engaging and creatively inspiring. He plays Elle Fanning's estranged, drug-addicted / recovering former pro wrestler father, and the humanity he brings to this role when he meets and begins caring for his grandchild. If there was ever a warm hug of an emotional heartbeat to this show, it is Nick fucking Offerman. So there you go. That is what I've been watching this week. Let me know what you've been watching in the comments. I always need recommendations. Like and subscribe if you like liking and subscribing. And if you perhaps have run out of things to watch, be sure to check out my own feature film or audiobooks, all playing for free right here on YouTube. Links for everything are in the description. Until next time, stay creative, friends.